Good afternoon, welcome back to Marty's tying bench. This afternoon I'm tying a very small Palomino Midge. I call it a PaloMini. It's on a size 26 Gamekatsu hook. It's got a little larger eye, that'll make it easier to get your tippet through it. It's December here in Colorado, and for the next couple of months the guys that are using these very small midges and fine 6 or 7x tippets, they'll be catching all the fish. Okay, that's normally how you would mount a hook. I'm going to tilt it a little bit and get the front end a little higher. We're only going to tie on the very front quarter of this hook, so let's get it up high. It'll make it easier to keep the thread from sliding off the eye. The thread is a 16-aught Veevus. Our body material is Midge Flash in olive. It's a crystal flash, it's just quite a bit finer. And you just get your strand, and if you twist it one way, it kind of opens up all those kinks. Twist it the other, they get finer. That's what we want. We want them to get good and tight. So what I'm going to do is bend it a little bit and then just start twisting until I get that telephone cord effect. Stroke it a little bit until they're bound up together. And here's my abdomen. Now, it's kind of hard to set this on the top of the hook and tie it in, and my fingertips are all dry and snaggy, so I'm going to use a trick from mounting rubber legs on stoneflies and hoppers and stuff, and just lay it under the thread. There's one of those snags. And just lift it up until it's on the top. And make a couple more turns, so you got a good 3 or 4 turns there. Now, that abdomen's way too long, but if I grab these two tips and gradually pull, it's going to do two things. It's going to shorten it to the length I want, and it's going to introduce even some more twists in it. So there, I got a nice tight abdomen. Now I need to tighten up these wraps so that if I stroke on this to get them to meld together better, it won't pull them out long again. Let's trim those. For WINGCASE material, we're using EP trigger point fibers. It's just like a big hank of widow's web, but it's very, very fine, and you'll appreciate that on these small flies. I've got a little bundle pulled out. I haven't counted the fibers. You just get a small amount, and if it's too much, just pull 4 or 5 out until you get the right density. Now I could use that same trick and lay it under the thread, but I'm going to give this a go. Yeah, I see that stray one. And just try and preserve a little bit right up there behind the eye for your whip finish. Now for dubbing, I'm going to use some Superfine olive. Now you can mix and match these colors. You could do this in all black, you could do it in reds. Just happen to be in an olive mood at the moment. Pull this over, and here's where you'll be glad you put the hook in the vise with that eye a little elevated. One turn on top, one turn underneath, and keeping some tension on this. I'm not going to use very many turns on my whip finish, so I'm going to go ahead and do a wet whip. I got just a little bit of water-based head cement. I'll get some of that in the thread. There, now that whip finish will help elevate the breathing apparatus there. And then you want to trim it till it's about the same length as the wing case. And you just kind of push back against it to get it to spread out. And there's your PaloMini.